the guy that I used to play on the trampoline with, he used to do this thing where he would jump and then jump on his back and do a front flip from there. And so like he knew how to like double flip, and he went to jump like on his back, do the double front flip this time, and ended up landing on his neck and breaking his neck.
This is episode fucking 83, I believe. Sitting here in the Scheuneman Studios worldwide. We're gonna get into some major topics, some stuff that's really gonna change your life. Sit down, listen, light up a blunt or a cigarette or whatever it is you people do, and just enjoy and relax.
Stay tuned.
Oh, that's like what we say at the end of the episode.
It just felt like
But speaking of staying tuned, I've been just really going back and forth about what I want to disclose regarding the things that like they should be staying tuned about. Like, we have a lot of things that are just literally right around the fucking corner, and I really am so tempted to just start talking a little bit about it. Like people know there's a collection coming, and people know that we've like dropped hints at it, but there's so much about it that they don't know, and I've just been so tempted to like start talking about it more because honestly, it's gonna be any day now.
yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about spilling the beans. I mean, yeah, there is a collection coming, and it's coming.
I think it should be some more time.
I mean, dude, I don't think you even realize like this is gonna be.
I mean, closer to the date.
I know I've said this many times. That's what's also very annoying about this process is because we haven't had a clear idea of when stuff was going to happen. And so there have been multiple times where we all believed at the company that, like, oh, it's going to happen within a month. And then 2 months goes by. So I've said this many times to you before, but I've never meant it more than I do now.
Oh, I know you for sure mean it now.
But, like, seriously, this shit we are close to the date. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for one slip-up that happened a couple days ago, we'd probably be releasing this collection and, like, probably at the end of next week.
Well, I was meaning more so, like, when you guys get to talking, like, yes, we're going to do this tomorrow or, like, the next day or so like that, you know?
We have because I guess one thing that I will spill before we change topics is, like, we have every piece of clothes.
Yeah.
That's been a big issue is, like, getting everything from our manufacturers shipped here. And it was a long time of waiting for everything to get here in the States because they're coming all the way from Italy. But now we have everything. So that's like a huge thing. Like, where technically, if we didn't care about promotion and didn't care about some of the plans that we had planned to do, then we technically could release now. But we have some things that we still need to do, so we're holding up on that. And so one of those things, there's one thing we need to do and have finished before we can release and announce it. But we are going to finish that up like 2 days ago, and some problem came up and stopped us from doing that. So it's probably only been pushed back a few days by that, but it's just wild.
I mean, what do you want to release, though? I mean,
I wanted to release a fucking year ago, but
no. I mean, like, as in, like, if you were, I don't know, it's kind of a stupid question because I don't want you to release it, you know, like that.
Stupid, buddy.
But like, what are you want to describe the clothing, or are you wanting to?
I don't know. I kind of just, I don't know why I said this because, like, I didn't know where I was going to go with it, but I just want to talk about it because there's so much to
let's talk about one piece then.
I mean, I guess I could say, see, that's the thing, is I want to do it in a clean way. Like, I don't want it to be like some, like, little...
We can give them a hint if you want, and we can cut this out right now if you want, but you could easily...
The collection is a fall-winter collection that also could be... There's a few things in there that you could wear kind of all around the year, but I could say that it's a fall-winter type collection. So it's going to be like, you know, jackets and hoodies and sweatshirts and stuff of that nature. But honestly, I should probably just hop off that topic. Because
No, because this is what I want. I wanted to say, like, you could say that, but with associated with and have, people.
See, because we'll have to bleep that. Because that's what because here's the thing. When the collection comes out, it's going to come out along with a second so we did a promo video after we released our first collection. We call it a promo video. I don't know if that's really what we should call it, but it was a video of us announcing the brand because that was the first collection we released. So we needed to announce ourselves as a clothing brand and talk about like what kind of clothes we were making and why we were doing it, blah, blah, blah. That was the first thing we ever did. And so we're making a kind of part 2 to that.
Yeah.
Like that kind of video where we're going to talk about what we've been doing as a company since the release of our first collection. And then I'll go into talking about this collection that we're releasing now and the process of making everything and the creation process and then the inspiration behind it. And that's when we'll get into like why we were inspired to do it and who inspired us to do it, So the thing that was bleeped for you guys, that's what we'll get into because it's quite the story. And that's that promo video will be like almost like a mini documentary of the whole process of doing this.
Yeah.
Because it's been a process.
It's been a real process.
The collection has been like you could say it's been being made for the past year. Yes. So there's a lot to get into. So we're going to have that video / small documentary where we get into that. But then on top of that, for a few weeks on the podcast, we're going to really start getting into one of the main purposes of this podcast. We'll be able to do that because this podcast is really to educate people on stuff with the brand, like behind the scenes stuff and, inspirations for different designs or pieces. And so we've kind of been just having fun and doing our thing, which we'll still do. But once this collection comes out, we'll finally be able to really do that. Like talk about like, oh yeah, this piece was made this way for that reason. And we designed this collection for this reason. And oh, here's a funny story about making it and blah, blah, blah. So what I'm saying is like, once it's released, there'll be like 3 or 4 episodes worth of just like talking about the collection and the story behind it, the behind the scenes and what it took to make it. So I'm excited for that because you'll be seeing a whole new side of us in the podcast when we get to really talk about that stuff. And then we have a bunch of different guests that we're going to be having on once we really go into full promotion mode with the collection.
I see. I feel like we could put up the pieces like in the front also and then in the back and just have them showing, and then you can describe each piece on why and like how it is and why it's,
I was thinking for like at least for maybe a few of the episodes, like say on the first episode after we released the collection, I was thinking we would talk about like 3 or 4 pieces each episode. So during the first episode, we'll pick 3 pieces and have them like laying out, or we'll show pictures of them and everything, and we'll talk about those specific pieces throughout the episode. And then if there's any like stories behind the design or there will be plenty of details to get into about why things look a certain way, because that's a pretty important thing with this one. But speaking of guests with the podcast, I had this one guest that we were going to have on recently, and we plan to have that be the episode that's coming out this week, the Monday that you guys are watching it. Mm-hmm. And I had about 40 hours heads up before they let me know that they couldn't make it, and they pretty much canceled, and not the most professional way. So that's the reason we're about to be kind of having a bit of a freestyle episode, because I usually write. I write notes and think about what I want to talk about throughout the week. And all week I've been planning this nice interview for this person. And then 2 days before the day we film, they're like, I actually can't make it. Sorry, my bad. And so I've got some random shit that I want to get into. Is the reason I say that. I do want to hear about. You had mentioned something about McDonald's that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, just what happened to me.
So I have a McDonald's thing, so I want to say
morning.
mine after yours.
So I go right, and I order. Now I'm pulling up to the drive-thru, to the com.
What's your usual McDonald's order?
I guess I kind of like. I mix it up here and there. I'll get a Big Mac if I'm in the mood. I'll do mainly like a McChicken and a McDouble, or like 2 McDoubles is like my main thing though.
Yeah, because whenever I go to like fast food or any food place, I like to think that I switch it up and I try different things. But especially with fast food, I have like one order that I get every time for each place. Like it's hard for me to like be like, I'll try this new thing. Like I'm always worried I'm gonna hate it. So like with McDonald's, I have like one thing that I always get, and then same with Wendy's, and same with Chipotle.
Okay, before we get into this, are you a Wendy's or McDonald's guy?
Oh, this is like the battle of the century. I would say I'm probably more of a Wendy's guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to be more of a McDonald's guy, but like Wendy's, I guess, is harder to get sick of for me personally because when I worked at McDonald's, I ate so much of it that like it only takes like twice for me, like 2 times going to McDonald's, and then I'm like sick of it.
Yeah.
But there is like a magic of McDonald's where it like tastes like nothing else. So when you're craving McDonald's, and you can't satisfy that craving anywhere else. Like you're looking for like, it's like craving the taste of edible Play-Doh. Like you're not going to be able to satisfy that with like a cheeseburger you make at home.
But so I pull up, I order 2 double cheeses, ketchup and cheese only, and 2 McDoubles.
Picky bastard.
Well, that's for my significant other, my guy.
So you got the 2 McDoubles.
Yeah, I got 2. But I'm really not. I love to stand loud and clear about that because I'm really not a picky person, and I damn near will try almost anything you give me.
Yeah, I'll try pretty much anything.
Food-wise.
Which is funny because when I was a little kid, I was the complete opposite. I would not try much at all.
Yeah.
But now I'm not saying I'll love it, but I'll at least try pretty much anything you put in front of me.
Dude, I was that kid that loved fruits and vegetables, whatever. Like
I still hate fruits. For some reason, I like vegetables more than fruits.
But I order that. I go through. I get my order. I come home. Obviously the 2 double cheeses are wrong. So
obviously.
They did it right with the ketchup and cheese, but added onions on it. Okay.
How do you do that?
I don't.
It literally says only ketchup and cheese, and then they're like, well, maybe they want onions.
So I go back, which I'll blame myself on this because I should have checked the bag on the second time.
By the way, I am listening. I'm just preparing.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I should have checked the bag the second time, but I went and I walked in. I'm like, hey, I ordered this and it was wrong. I need, and they're like, I got you. Don't worry, and they go back there and they're like, queso and ketchup only. I remember hearing that. And I was
queso.
Like,
oh, yeah. I get it now.
Like
because the cooks are speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
They have queso at McDonald's?
They're just,
it's like, holy
that's
shit.
What I heard, and it comes back up, and he's like, I got you. And I'm like, okay, I'm standing there waiting a couple minutes. Fresh burgers, all right? And I get a large fry on top of that for free.
Well, Marquise, I hate to break it to you, but when it's McDonald's, it's technically never fresh.
Okay,
but
yeah, okay.
That's Wendy's thing.
I go home without checking the bag because I'm like,
damn it, Marquise.
I'm like, damn, he gave you a fry too now, so I'm feeling great on this one. This one's great. This one has to be good. Get home.
Get hit.
There's only one burger and has onions on it again.
What the fuck? Did somebody spill like onions in the ketchup or something?
Right. I'm like, what?
Do you have beef with these people?
What the fuck is going on? So, of course,
That's like something you have to try to fuck up.
Like, how do you, literally.
We've been in the cook station at McDonald's. It comes up on the screen, and they literally see the words, only ketchup and cheese.
Yeah.
So
No, it even says only and only.
Yeah. In all caps. So they have to be there like, they look at the order and they're like, okay, maybe they want onions for real this time. Like
they need the onions.
And it's all in separate containers. Like this, you know what? For a second, I'm like, oh, I feel like maybe it's just a person that's like in the flow of things and they're used to just like, oh, I grabbed this bin, I grabbed this, and I grabbed that, and it's done. So like they're not used to really looking at the order.
Yeah.
They're just used to making it how it's made.
Yeah.
But then there's no pickles on
it.
So what the fuck?
So they knew they were doing something.
That's insane.
So, man, that's like some shit an AI would do to fuck with you or something.
Yeah, dude. I'm wondering if like, well, I was about to say like it's good that you're close enough to the McDonald's to go back.
Yeah.
Because did you get home after the first time? Like, did you get the cheeseburgers that were fucked up?
Yeah, I went home.
Went all the way home.
You know, I pulled my burgers out, handed her burgers. And
You
I was
start
like,
eating,
I'm
and
about
then
to
she's
start-
like, nah, you're not eating, motherfucker. You got to go back.
Yeah.
And then so you have to drive all the way back again,
Yep.
which a lot of the times they get like, they don't get yelled at because nobody wants to make the drive back to the place.
No.
So they like, luckily for you, you could drive back to the McDonald's. So you went and tried.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then you, damn.
I wasn't really worried.
Do you ever like feel bad checking the bag after you get it? Like when they hand you the food in the drive-thru, do you ever feel like kind of like, I don't know, like when I'm looking through my bag to make sure it's all right, there's a part of me that's like, they're going to hate me because I'm doing this.
I mean, I think it kind of depends because you're just sitting in the drive-thru and you're checking your bag real quick and you take
Kind of
forever.
holding the line
Yeah,
up.
you're holding the line and stuff. Especially, you know, some people are just, I don't know what that mindset. Like they just want to get you and go, get you and go, get you and go. You know, but I mean, honestly, I feel like if you pull it in the first spot, whatever spot they have, that's like reserved for pickup or something, and just check your bag real quick. If it's wrong, come inside. I don't know. I mean, they don't really notice that you're doing that, so you don't really have to be in that position. But
they shouldn't. I mean, they shouldn't be mad, and I shouldn't feel bad about it because
they feel good about you double checking. I mean, it's if you can put it in. See, it's so many ways because I don't think people are different, man. Like,
oh yeah, you never know who you're gonna get when you go
Exactly.
to a drive-thru because. I mean, I don't know if you've been seeing the news lately, but in the past month, I've seen like 4 news stories about people getting shot in the drive-thru. This one guy got. Okay, there was this one person. I have questions about the story, so don't let me get super ADHD on here. But
yeah, because I haven't even finished my story.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No,
So
you're
there
fine.
was this guy, and I think this was like Popeyes or something.
Okay.
And it was a family in the drive-thru, and I think they ordered something like. And they wanted like ketchup packets, I'm going to say. And so they order it and they didn't get the ketchup packets. And so I think the family kind of started being dicks about not getting the ketchup packets. And they started getting like an argument with the worker.
Yeah.
And there's like footage of like inside the store. It's that camera that's like looking at the register and then the drive-through window.
I got you.
So you can see at the beginning of the footage, the worker is yelling at the people in the car and the car yelling at the people inside. They're going back and forth. And at some point, the worker starts chucking ketchup packets into their car, like getting handful and just chucking it into their
What
window.
the
So they're
fuck? Yeah.
freaking out, losing their shit.
They're starting a war.
Yeah, they're warring over ketchup. And there's bigger things to worry about than ketchup, but these people are clearly not bothered by much else in life. Yeah. So it's ketchup. That's the number one issue. And so they're freaking out, they start throwing ketchup packets back and forth. Now the people in the car are like throwing the food in their bag at the people inside.
Fuck, so it's food fighting, right?
They're having a whole food fight at the window.
Yeah.
And I do believe that the worker started the food fight. And so they like they run out of like shit to throw at each other or something, and then they go back to arguing, and then the guy in the car just starts to drive off, right?
Okay.
And then the worker pulls a fucking gun out of her pants and starts shooting at the car. And then like it was nothing too. The way she was shooting and the way she finished shooting was almost like, oh, this is like the third time I've done this week. Like, sometimes, like when she trains new employees, it's like she's like, yeah, and then sometimes if they start acting up, you just gotta hit them a couple times with the deuce, and then that'll solve your problems.
Yeah.
So she just like, cause she's just like pow pow pow. She's like looking over too. She's like pow pow. Like she's really thinking about each shot. Like she's not freaking out. She's not like She's like, get that motherfucker. And then, she like puts the gun away like a cowboy, and then just like you see the car just skirt off. Well, apparently there was like little kids in the back of this car, and the people still didn't have their ketchup packets.
Fuck.
But yeah, the girl got like I think imprisoned and shit, and then the guy like is suing. I think it was a Popeyes, but I'm not sure. But yeah,
Bro, I bet he has PTSD going to a Popeyes now.
Dude, I mean, I'm just like, how mad and how stupid do you have to be to shoot somebody while on the job? Like, shoot somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't even mad going third time.
Well, we don't know about the third time you went. Okay. So did you shoot anybody or?
No, I didn't shoot anybody, but I wasn't mad going to the third time, you know? I can't say that for some damn reason.
So what happened?
You
realize that they're wrong the second time. And
there's still onions on the burger. They only gave me one instead of two, but they gave me an extra fry.
Yeah, they think
for a courtesy.
Fixes everything.
Yeah. They got some new sauce. It's like a spicy ketchup or something like that. I wanted to try it, but I never got to it.
Yeah, I heard they have like new breakfast sauces.
And breakfast sauces, yeah, they're like spicy or something. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But okay, so I'm like, fuck. I don't want to go a third fucking time. Like, I might as well just fucking like whip up some shit or figure it out on my own, and I'll eat these damn burgers. Like, I'm tired.
I can't make up my mind whether or not I would be like, I've already went twice, I'm not doing it again. Or on the other hand, I could see myself being like, I already did it twice. I might as well do it a third time.
Yeah, I'm like that for sure.
And I
was thinking. Go ahead.
I also have a question of like, and be honest, not to throw anybody under the bus, because I understand both sides of the story. But was it you that you did end up going a third time, right?
Yeah.
So was it you that decided to do that, or were you getting a little confirmation that that's what you needed to do from the lady?
I mean, I knew from the start it was something I was going to do because I offered to go get the McDonald's.
So it wasn't like she was like, you need to go back there, motherfucker.
I mean, she wasn't going to eat it, and I wasn't going to stand for her not eating because I just drove over there and paid for all, you know.
Girls will also go on. Just to put it out, just so you know and the people know, your girlfriend's a very nice lady. I don't think that she would, like, slap you up and tell you, like, you need to go. But, like, girls will go on strike when it comes to food.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They'll be like, I don't know what I want to eat. And if you just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm not really hungry, they'll just keep it to themselves.
Oh, that's why you gotta show them back. They give you the sass, you gotta show them your sass.
Yeah. But they'll really win that. Like they'll go on hunger strike. Like,
I've
had girls that just
people aren't the same when
they're like, why am I sick? It's like, well, I don't know. You've been smoking tab carts and you haven't eaten in 2 days.
What is it though?
Don't drink water.
It's like you aren't you and you don't have a Snickers or something.
Yeah, dude, they never have Snickers.
But, okay, so I get in my car. I'm like, all right, for a third fucking time, I'm making sure every step out of the car to the building, everything is fucking perfect this time. I'm going to make sure I open the fucking door for everybody. I'm going to fucking...
Don't step on any cracks on the sidewalk.
Yeah, don't step on the cracks because you break your mama's back. I'm going to make sure...
Or in this case, it could add onions to your hamburger.
Oh, dude, I'm going to go back there and fucking... No, just playing, but no. I go in there. I'm like, dude... Come on, you guys messed up again. You know, like, come on.
I kind of want to. Can you like replay how you talked to the people when you got back? Like, how did you ask them about it?
I go in, I'm like, hey, bro, this shit. Oh, I don't say no.
don't overthink it. I'm the worker. All right, I'm the worker. You're you, Marquise. And this is your third time.
Well, I remember saying,
hey, how can I help you?
I was like, hey, bro, come on. This is messed up.
Bro, I don't even know you.
Come on, bro. Like, in a joking manner.
No, I know.
I was just like, come on. No, I do. That's this thing. I knew who it was.
Really? You knew this motherfucker?
Yeah, I knew.
Onions on your burger?
No, I knew the manager,
well,
but I didn't know the person putting the onions on the damn burger.
So you did actually say, like, come on, bro. What?
Yeah, I was like, come on, bro. This is messed up again, you know? Like,
Yeah, and then what did they say?
he's like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. My bad, my bad. What's up? And I was like, well, there's burger missing. And they keep adding onions. So I pulled out the one burger and I showed him, like, there's onions all over this thing. And he's like, bro, I'm so sorry. I got you. And so he goes back. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. I need cheese and ketchup only. This is the third.
You got to be careful, though, because then they could just think, oh, he needs extra cheese and extra ketchup. He still wants onions.
Well, okay, so he's like, but he's actually watching them. Like, he walks around, and then he comes in the back, and he's like, ketchup and cheese only. You know, he makes sure, too. And then he gets the burgers, and I check, and they're all right. They're good. And he actually threw a couple more sauces in there for me, you know. And
should have thrown you like 4 cheeseburgers and a couple bucks for gas.
But he was like, so, like, how long did it take? Or how many times have you been here? And I was like,
too many.
Bro, this is my 3rd time. He's like, oh, my gosh, they make me look bad. I can't notice, you know. And I'm like, dude.
I would have I have a theory now. I'm thinking, do you think that there's a possibility that they just had a bunch of extra cheeseburgers that were like only cheese, ketchup, and onions, and they were like trying to get rid of them?
Okay.
Yeah, like the ones that like they messed up before.
Yeah.
Apparently they mess up a lot. Maybe they were just trying to toss those old cheeseburgers off to you guys, and that's why they kept getting fucked up.
Maybe.
I still can't think of why. Like, mistakes happen, yeah, but I still can't think of how you could mess up like seeing a sign that says,
well, they made me a fresh one, the second one, and it still had onions. Like, remember?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Oh, so it was fresh.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
it was. Yeah,
my
maybe.
theory doesn't work then.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, McDonald's is. I really have a lot of questions for McDonald's as a corporation because there's a lot of shit that they do that's really questionable.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like the machines that they use, like 9 times out of 10, dude, they're gross.
Let's talk about the orange juice machine.
Yeah, like I could go for days. First of all, the orange juice machine, there's a specific story where I don't know if they still do it, but there used to be a machine where you, like, if somebody orders orange juice in the cup and not like a bottled orange juice, which I highly recommend doing instead of the cup. So there was a machine that like shat out orange juice, and you would like press a button for a small, medium, or large. So I go to make an orange juice this one time, and this machine's like I never use it because it's like sticky and it looks gross and it looks dirty. But I'm making this orange juice, and as the orange juice just shits out into the cup, I see like 3 dead flies come out with the orange juice, and I'm like, bro, this is so fucked up. And the other thing is, if I remember correctly, I told my manager, and I was like, yo, there's like flies in this orange juice. And he's like, all right, just make another one. It's like, make another one. Dude, there's flies somewhere dying in this machine.
Yeah.
But they don't care. And then also, I've heard stories about like the tubes for the soft drinks. Like they just, like mold or fungus or whatever just builds up on those tubes because they never clean them.
Yeah, I don't think a guy comes in and cleans those every once.
The store themselves, I don't think they're even supposed to clean it. So I think it's technically a guy that.
Yeah, there's someone supposed to. Well, we have a bar cleaner. Like for our tabs, someone comes in and cleans the bar tabs.
Yeah, and at McDonald's, that shit does not happen like often enough. And then on top of that, I've worked at a few different McDonald's, and I've seen this happen at every one of them. The cooks like don't wear gloves often. Like. Yeah. I've seen a lot of cooks at McDonald's, even during COVID, just not even wearing any gloves, just raw handling patties and like
raw
and like they
and
reach
nuggets.
Yeah, and when they were dude, and then the workers at McDonald's are taking nuggets out of the trays. I've done it too. I'm guilty, but like there's like.
But did you smoke out of one?
No, I didn't do that. We had a worker that made a bowl out of nuggets. So we like carved a little bit of meat out and then made like a mouthpiece and everything and smoked out of it. And then he was like surprised that he got sent home.
Yeah.
But
fun times.
Yeah, so like it's just ran like a madhouse in there. And the shake machine, like on the inside of it, like you can see like crusty old like milk, like shake juice, just hanging on the sides. It's bad. And then the reason that they're always saying, "Oh, the ice cream machine isn't working," that's actually because it automatically shuts down for like automatic cleaning at the end of the night. But it's never really that clean.
Nah.
Like to really clean it, you have to take that bitch apart and everything. And
Remember the spicy nuggets they had though?
those are I always get spicy nuggets at Wendy's, but
Wendy's is booming, bro.
Yeah.
I love Wendy's.
But dude, first of all, with Wendy's, I honestly have to tell them like, give me like light bacon because I don't want.
What?
Dude, because their bacon
Bacon be
every
crazy,
time I
bro.
get it, maybe it's just on the junior bacon cheeseburgers, but the bacon they put on those is like hard. It's like crunchy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you like your bacon, but I don't like mine to be like fucking shards of glass. Like it's really hard.
You want it like to be hard to rip apart
Well, it's just like it feels old.
when it's like fresh out of the package.
Yeah, I would rather have it be like fresh and like warm. But this shit's like old and dry and like
yes.
hard.
Yeah.
And I don't want hard things in my mouth, Marquise.
All right, time out.
Yeah, McDonald's is just ran super gross.
Yeah.
Like the drink machines are dirty. The orange juice has dead flies in it. The cooks are handling your meat with bare hands. They don't wash them super often either. It's just bad. But and then Wendy's bacon is hard. What else was I saying? Fuck. Well, another thing is, I have something to say about McDonald's. A little classic top 10 kind of list that I want to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But really quick, while we're on the subject of food, I went to Sheetz the other day, and a little two-piece story. First of all, we've talked on this show about my orders from Sheetz. I have the classic Hoolie dog that you can order.
Yes, the holy dog.
That thing is still amazing. It's a go-to. It's like not even $2. It's like $1.80 for 2 hot dogs. I get boom boom sauce, diced onions, jalapenos, and banana peppers, and it's so fucking good. But I've recently changed the thing that I get because I've started to like their subs. So you can get like
I haven't tried one yet.
they're pretty fucking good, but I had a bad experience. Judge me if you want. It's pretty much it's very similar to the hot dog, but I get like a half sub. I get turkey, pepper jack cheese, mayo, and boom boom.
Okay.
And then lettuce, red onions, banana peppers, jalapenos. That's that.
Okay.
And I usually tell them there's an option to just toast the bread. Because I don't like it when like lettuce is toasted. It feels weird. And also like turkey and cheese, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. But so I just have them toast the bread usually. I've gotten it plenty of times and it's really good. I like it. But this one time recently I went there and I ordered this sub and it's kind of like with you. I order it and I go home and it's probably about a 10-minute drive from Sheetz to my house. And I get home and I go to like eat the sub and the bread is literally like hard as a fucking rock.
Oh,
like if you like squeeze it, you don't even break through. Yeah. Like I literally like was squeezing the fuck out of it and my fingers barely even
squeezing this.
Yeah, dude. I just
Why won't you fucking
trying to take the soul out of this bread and it just doesn't have a soul to take. And so the bread's super hard. You couldn't even bite it if you wanted to. It's like a rock.
Did you not bob out with it?
What? I should have. I should have used it as a fucking headrest or something. But
yeah.
So I ate the other stuff that I got there, and then I wasn't even sure if I wanted to make the drive because most of the time something has to be really fucked up for me to go and get it fixed, or if it was like expensive and I don't want to spend that money on nothing. So I was like debating whether or not I wanted to go back. And I ended up deciding to go back because I needed some backwoods. So I went back and I got the shit fixed. And when I got there, like the guy, like I told him the issue, and there was 2 guys that I was talking to, And when I said the issue, the guy on the left was like, oh, like almost like he knew.
Oh, like he knew that
that he like put out hard bread or something.
Yeah.
And then the guy on the right like looked at him and like rolled his eyes and he was like, I'll fix that for you. And so I was like, all right. And another thing that we talked about on the show before is at Sheets, I've ran into some colorful characters before. There was one time that I was in Sheets at like 5 a.m. ordering food and waiting on my food to get done. And I went to the bathroom and this guy kind of approached me and was like, yo, can I ask you a weird question? Do you know where I can get some fentanyl? And I was like, fuck, I'm not trying to have this conversation at 5 a.m. So that's happened in the past.
That's a good time.
But at the same Sheets that this happened at, I'm waiting for my new sub to get made. And I walk outside to pump gas or something.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking out the door, I run into this very strange man sitting in his car.
Okay.
And he like calls me over. He's like, yo. And I was like, what? And usually there's like a lot of people around there that like will ask you for money or ask you to buy them cigarettes or blah, blah, blah. And which, by the way, I also had like a middle-aged woman ask me to buy her cigarettes. And she didn't seem like homeless, so I don't know what was going on there. Like it's one thing if it's like a teenager, but this girl was like 40, and she was like, "Yo, can you buy me a pack of cigarettes?" I was like,
Maybe
no.
she didn't have her ID on her.
Yeah. But anyway, so this guy calls me over to his car, and I don't even know really how to explain what he was saying because of how crazy it was, and I really I didn't understand it. But I'm like talking to him. He's like, "Yo, do you forget what he said first?" He was like, "What do you fuck with?" Or like, "What do you like?" I think like, "What do you like to do?" And then like he pulled out like a pill bottle and started shaking it around. I was like, "I'm chilling, dude. I just smoke." And then he was like, "Yeah, but like, do you ever fuck with anything else?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, I fuck with Adderall." And I was like, "Okay." And he's just sitting there, and he's like, "Do you know how I could like get any Adderall? Because I'm really hooked on."
It's like
this
a high
stuff."
school drug, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, "Bro," I was like, I have no idea. I used to do Adderall when I was a kid. I fucking hate it. Because I have ADHD. I did not enjoy it. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know where you can get Adderall. And then he starts being like, he's like, "But you guys can get it way easier. Like it's easy for you guys." And I'm like, and this guy's black. So he's looking, and he's like, I was like, "What?" And he's like, "'Cause you're white." I was like, "No, it's not like that. It's not just easy for white people to just go get drugs." And he's like, "You know what I'm saying, dog?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." I'm like I had no idea what to say to this dude. And he's like, "You fuck with lean?" I was like, "No." Like I'm just sitting there. It's like
trying to pump my gas.
He's just running through these different lists of drugs and like asking me if I like them. And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." I'm like just telling him like I'm fine. And I don't know where you can get Adderall. Just because I'm white doesn't mean that I can get you prescriptions. And then he's like, "Okay." And that's pretty much the gist of this conversation. And I go to pump gas, and I'm pumping gas, and I see him walking around out of his car now with another dude as well. And they're like talking to some people, and then they go and they talk to some other people. And then I'm done with gas, and I go in to like pick up my sub. And as I'm passing them, the guy that he was with was like, "Yo, yo, yo." And then he taps him on the shoulder. I have my headphones in, but I hear this happening. He's like, "Yo, yo, yo." And he taps him on the shoulder. He's like, No, I already asked that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Asked him what? What are you guys doing? Like running around asking people about drugs?
Yeah.
Like what are you trying to get out
undercover?
of this?"
Did they look like undercover cops or something?
Dude, I don't know. They didn't at all. But I guess that's the whole idea of being an undercover is you don't look like an undercover.
Yeah.
But it was so weird because at first I thought is this guy trying to... I didn't know if he was trying to sell me drugs or get drugs off me or, like, talk to me. Because he was, like, having this conversation with me, but then it quickly turned into, like, how can I get Adderall? How do I get off of Adderall? Because I'm hooked on it. Where can I get lean? Do you like lean? And they're like asking everybody at Sheets about this. Like almost like they're fucking like canvassing for a candidate that they want to get into office. It didn't make any sense.
Nah, it doesn't make sense.
But it's my second time running into a very strange character at Sheetz, and just be careful next time you go to Sheetz.
Really, or any other gas station.
Because people might ask you for fentanyl or Adderall or fentanyl-laced Adderall. Anyway.
You see, like, I saw on the not on the news, but it was like a news website or something like that.
A news website.
No, okay.
Pretty much the news.
Yeah, no, that was so wrong. On like a social media like news site, like you know how they have their own little Instagrams and shit.
Yeah.
But I saw they like posted about how people are getting, like you have to be cautious because for fast food restaurants and stuff like that, people are using their needles to clean them off on the toilet paper and stuff like that, and so there'll be like blood marks and stuff when you use that toilet paper and shit.
Using what needles? Like their
heroin
drug
drug
okay.
needles and stuff to like clean them off with the toilet paper and stuff like that. So
Damn, it's pretty if you're wiping your bloody needle off on toilet paper, can you at least like throw it away? Because like I'm just imagining somebody doing that, and then the nerve for them to just leave it connected to the rest of the roll.
You know how it's like, like a big roll. They'll just fucking stick their needle in there and just.
Ew, dude. By the way, that's not cleaning your fucking needle. Like,
Nah.
I don't think that's gonna make it super safe afterwards. But damn, that's crazy. Can you imagine you're wiping your ass, and then you could like right as you're about to wipe, you look at the toilet paper and there's smeared blood all over it.
Yeah, that's.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say this thing about McDonald's, but then I'm getting distracted as we speak because I was thinking your story about the needles and being careful about that made me start thinking about how like every year around Halloween they start being like, be careful, somebody might put a pound of weed in your Snickers bar.
Oh yeah, or drugs in your candy or something like that. Yeah.
I swear, I'm almost positive that's like been confirmed as a myth because there's probably only been like 2 crazy guys that have done that, but it's definitely not something that's just everybody's doing. Like drug dealers or people doing drugs, like they're not gonna give their drugs away to your kids just for what? To be funny? Like there's no reason for that. And it's happened like one time. And now every Halloween people are like, be careful, you might find a fucking 8-ball of cocaine in your Skittles. It's like I think that's probably happened one time.
My parents used to have to search my bag every time, or when I was younger, of course, and they would search it. And I think like they would say things as a tactic so they can get some candy or something. But
I was gonna say
it definitely does happen, but like it's not. I don't.
Do you know anybody that's ever had like fucked up candy?
No, not personally, but I know it's happened in the world for sure.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember that one time we were just fucking around, and it was like one of our first Halloweens together, and I went up to that one house, and the lady answered the door to give us candy, and I was fucking around, and I was like, "Can I come?" I think like you could see.
Can I come watch the TV or something?
Yeah, you could see the TV in the background in their living room, and I was like, "Hey, can I come inside and watch TV?" And she just fucking her eyes glazed over immediately, and she was like, "I'm calling the police right now.
Yeah.
You guys better go." And I was like, I started freaking out because I was high and had weed on me. I was like, bro, should we ditch this in the sewer? Dude, that's fucked up. She's calling the cops. I need to ditch this weed. It was so dumb, dude.
It didn't seem dumb to us though because we were young and we were like,
yeah, I really thought that the cops were gonna go find us. But anyway, I was thinking about what to talk about on this episode because our very professional, nice potential guest gave us so much time to prepare. But I don't know how I got onto this. I saw an ad for in Thailand. There's a burger at Burger King that they're calling the real cheeseburger, and it has only like 20 pieces of cheese on it, and it looks insane. And then I started thinking, like, you heard me right. It's just a bunch of American cheese between 2 buns, and they're calling it the real cheeseburger. There's no meat. And then I started thinking about
grilled cheese.
Yeah, exactly. And so I started thinking about how, like, when you go to other countries, I always like to go to McDonald's because they'll always have like different menu items, and it's kind of interesting to like see what they have.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need something to talk about on the podcast if we start running out of ideas. And then I looked up the 25 craziest McDonald's menu items. So I wanted to go through a couple of these and just get some opinions on
What if they went literal, though, and they just put cheese in a burger? The real cheese burger.
No, like the Burger King thing I'm talking about is literally just 20 American.
I know.
It's insane looking. And I saw pictures of it, and it's just like a hunk of like melted cheese. It's really disgusting. But I don't want to go through all 25 of these, but like, I mean, the first one is a bacon, macaroni, and cheese toasty.
That sounds really good, actually.
It looks really good. It's in China, and the bread that it's on looks like bread you would get at Panera.
Oh,
So look at that. We'll have to like pick a couple. We'll go through like 5 or so of these, and
it's like quesadillas.
The good ones we'll put a picture up of. But yeah, I don't know if I trust macaroni and cheese from McDonald's though. I don't trust a lot from McDonald's.
Yeah, there's
Actually, what's worse?
situation.
What would be, and plus Chinese macaroni and cheese. That sounds also pretty scary. But like
Other things we have is from China.
no, I know, and it's scary. Isn't it scary that if we lost our connections to China making us shit, then we'd be. They make like all our medicine, or I'm pretty sure we get a lot of our medications from China. And like if they cut ties with us, it's like we're kind of screwed. Because, like you said, that we get so much shit from China, and we kind of like a lot of people think we kind of rely on it like too much, and it sucks. But you know, there's a McDonald's in Florida that makes pizza. It's like it's a part of like the biggest McDonald's in the world, and apparently at this McDonald's they serve pizza.
What's on it?
I'm just like a basic pepperoni pizza, but
I thought you were gonna say like hamburger, cheese, pickles.
No, it's not like a McDonald's pizza. It's like a McDonald's pizza.
Okay.
But apparently it sucks.
Wow.
I was watching a pizza review of it, and this guy was like, Chuck E. Cheese pizza is definitely better than McDonald's.
Dude, I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese in a long time.
It's probably a good thing. If you said that you went to Chuck E. Cheese last week, I'd be a little concerned. What are you doing at Chuck E. Cheese, Marquise?
Well, you know, you got nieces and nephews, you got cousins, you got
a ball pit.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been too long since I've been in a ball pit.
But why'd they take down the Magic Mountain around here?
Is the Magic Mountain gone?
Yep.
Why?
And there's only one like 40 minutes away.
Magic Mountain. That place was like.
That's a poppin' place. I'll go there at any age.
It's all right.
The arcade.
The thing that I miss about childhood, I miss those like legit trampolines that you would jump on, and then there would be like a foam pit that you would jump into.
Yeah.
I used to do gymnastics as a kid, and that shit was so fun because when you're a little kid, you can get air. And then you're jumping into a pit of like anything other than needles. It's pretty sick.
Pretty sick. Speaking of trampoline, I have a story about one. So an old friend I used to be in contact with.
Mashed potato burger? That's fucking disgusting. Anyway, go on.
Mashed potato burger.
That's a thing in China.
But he had a trampoline in his backyard, and we would jump on all the time. And like we had other friends that would. I was like the smaller kid of the group, and they were like 13, 14. I was like 6, 7 years old, probably a little older than that. I don't know. But they would literally like wait for me to bounce on my butt and then shoot me high up in the fucking
bounce
air.
on your butt?
Yeah, so like you jump on your legs, get really high, and then you fold your legs and you bounce on your butt as they go to jump. All that fucking bouncing, I don't even know what is right word to say.
Momentum,
yeah, from the trampoline bounces you right back up, right? And you go super fucking high in the air.
You get like a double jump.
Yeah, and there's been so many times, you know how like there's springs all around it on the edge? Like I've almost hit those. But the guy that I used to play on the trampoline with, he used to do this thing where he would jump and then jump on his back and do a front flip from there. And so like he knew how to like double flip, and he went to jump like on his back, do the double front flip this time, and ended up landing on his neck and breaking his neck, got paralyzed, and was in the hospital for months, and then came out of recovery and is fully able to walk and do everything till this day now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
I thought when you were paralyzed, you just are paralyzed. I didn't think you recovered from being paralyzed.
I don't know I think it was more so half of his body was paralyzed or something like
Is
that.
any part of him not working to this day?
No, he fully came out of recovery and like is
He
able
must have like
to walk.
broken something.
He
Because
could
I don't
barely walk or anything.
I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you can get paralyzed and then unparalyzed unless you have the Neuralink. But that's wild. Fucking, that's like the worst case scenario of trampolining is like breaking your fucking neck.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that shit makes me cringe every time I think about it. Like, can you imagine landing on the side of your head and just like
All that
cracking
force
that
from your
shit?
body,
Oh my
just
God.
hitting you.
We've probably gotten so close to that skating. Like, there's probably
Yeah.
been so many times where just one false move and you just break your fucking neck. It's
Scary, but
I was never a
Joy of
trick
it.
guy either on the trampolines. I just like to jump.
I broke both my ankles on a stair set, on the same stair set, and I went back after that and completed it and got it on video.
Was that the time we were like planning a whole skate day, and then
Yeah.
the first thing we did was go to those stairs, and then you broke your fucking ankles, and then we
Yep.
spent the rest of the day in a hospital.
Yep, that's what exactly happened.
Then I like cart you around in like, it was like an office chair, or was it like
Yeah.
a grocery cart?
No, I think it was an office chair or something because we were by the library, and they had chairs out there.
Dude, skate days used to be so sick. Like
Very
just
sick.
spending the whole day just fucking around. And I always think about how like when we're older and we can drive, you have to like actually kind of think about stuff that you want to do or like
Yeah.
plans that you want to make. But when you're a kid and you're just walking everywhere, it's like not only is getting from point A to point B an activity in itself, it also kills a lot of time, but also like on your way from one place to another, you would have so much fun just getting there.
Yeah.
And then half the time you would like run into somebody you knew and figure something else out you wanted to do, or like you just get distracted fucking around on the way that like you never even had to really worry about like, oh, what are we going to do? It's like you can only, when you have to walk everywhere, you can only think of like 2 or 3 things you want to do.
It really did cut time.
Oh yeah, like getting from walking from my house to your house takes like
20.
it used to feel
25
like
minutes.
it took forever
Oh,
because
yeah.
when we first met, I don't get me wrong, I would like go out in the woods and fuck around there and like walk places, but I wasn't used to like walking as much as we started walking when
Dude,
we hung
walked
out.
everywhere.
Yeah, we would walk from like Worthington to Polaris, and we eventually
skated for an hour and a half, didn't we, to somewhere?
Yeah, we went to go see your girlfriend, and I still to this day don't fully understand where it is that we went.
We went to like Dublin or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound real because we went like that's far as fuck.
Yeah.
We just skated for hours just to get there, and it's just funny because you get to your girls and you're just covered in sweat.
I remember the skate park that's by us would skate all the way to Powell, and then you can go from Powell to Dublin. So that's how we were cutting through. Like,
dude, I remember when we got there. Was it my mom that just got super pissed because
Yeah.
she was like, "Now I have to go pick you up in Dublin just because you're." She was like, "You guys skated all the way to a place that's like inconvenient for me to even drive to. Like, what the fuck?" But yeah, no, it was fun just having to like make your way to random ass places, and just the journey of it was fun. It's not about the destination; it's about the journey.
until my fucking skateboards kept getting stolen at school. I remember one time I had a Spanish test I had to do after class because I missed this. Like, I had a sick day and I couldn't do the test that day. And so she was going to have me do it after class. And I go back and I go in the classroom with my skateboard, of course. And she's like, no, you can't have this in here.
So dumb. It's
Mind
like,
you.
what do you think I'm going to do? Do a fucking kickflip in the middle of
Yeah.
like, you teaching?
I
Like,
mean, I could put it up against the wall by the door inside the classroom or something. I'm the only student in here, right? And fucking, she's like, no, you have to leave it out in the hall. mind you, she shuts the door as well, so I don't get distracted by students out there.
Not
you
to
know,
cut you
obviously.
off, but like that shit is what always pissed me off because it sounds like she's literally just like, I have power here, and I'm just gonna make your life harder because I can. Like I used to get so mad at teachers because they would do shit that like it doesn't even make sense what you're doing.
No.
Like you think that my skateboard leaning up against the wall is going to affect anything?
Yeah.
But like you're figuring out a way to fuck with me, and you can, so you're just gonna do it. Like,
See, as a kid though, too, I wasn't. I mean, I got a job at a young age, so I was the one supporting all that stuff. You know, like my parents would do it for like Christmas and stuff like that, but I would break skateboards quite a bit, and I would have to get a new one all the time. You know, or they get worn
they're
down.
not cheap too. Like if
They're
you
not
want a
cheap,
legit
no.
skateboard, not from Walmart or something, they're like 150.
Yeah, 150.
120.
That's how much I spent on this board. I just got it, right? It was brand new. It was $150 for the complete set. It was like plus tax, whatever, 150 something. And she tells me to leave it outside, so I do my tests and everything like that. And I walk out, and of course, it's gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is my brand new skateboard, my transportation to home. I literally have to walk home now, all the way from school to home.
Yeah, and it's probably just some dickhead that doesn't even know how to skate and just saw a skateboard like, oh, I'm just gonna take.
I'm gonna be pissed because someone just stole that shit, right? And like, it's just a bad day from there.
Of course, we didn't
Plus, I
have
just
cameras at the school at that time.
Well,
They
that's
only
the
had
thing.
cameras when it would fuck us over. But
No, they had cameras at this time.
Really?
Yeah, they had
Oh,
cameras
shit.
at this time. Because I went in and I asked them. I went straight to the office. And I was like, yo, like, someone just stole my board. I know we have cameras. Can you please, like, look at the footage, you know, like that? I don't remember exactly how it was said. But they told me it didn't work.
bullshit, it doesn't
It
work,
didn't work.
bro. What if it? That's when I start thinking like, bro, imagine if like the principal just took that shit. It's like, I'm tired of this kid skating through the hallways or skating to school, like, or fuck this kid. Like, it makes me think back to the shit where like my ex-girlfriend's stepdad just fucking stole my money.
Okay.
It's like sometimes adults do petty shit too.
Yeah.
Cause like those cameras work.
Yeah, they just don't want to do the work.
Yeah, because I've seen them pull up fucking footage to get some of us in trouble, but they won't pull up the footage when you need it.
And there's a good ending to the story, though. So a week or two goes by. You know, I'm pissed. I'm going to be pissed for like a week about it, and then whatever, I'll figure it out. Go back to my old board. The thing is, they stole I got a brand new, this is how the story ends, like, with these key moments, is I had... You know my skateboards, first of all. So, I know my skateboards, first of all. So, I'm going to know what set of wheels I had, what trucks, what type of fucking bushings, what type of fucking...
like, spending the money you spend building those skateboards is not only, like, to get the whole setup, but it's also, like, you're making your own custom board.
So, I know what it is. And so, a couple weeks go by, and... I ended up just putting, like I said, my old board back together, and I'd use that. But I was walking down the hall, and I noticed, this is my first time doing it too, but I got colorful bolts on this skateboard, okay? And they're set up, so there's like pink, green, and blue.
I remember these bolts.
And some, I think, orange. And so I had them set up because of OCD.
What kind of deck did you have at the time?
It was a girl.
Oh, yeah, because those are also specific. It's not like there's a bunch of guys with the same deck as you, but...
So I get the colorful bolts, right? And I'm walking down the hall, and I notice this board has the colorful bolts, the same ones. Same pattern, because I'm OCD about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wanted them to be, like, matching how, like, the pink to pink, the green to green, blue, blue, like that. And so all of a sudden... I'm like walking by, and the person kicks up the board, right?
And you can see the deck?
I can no. It was all black.
Oh my God, this motherfucker.
It was all black face now. But I could see the wheels. I could see the trucks, exact same trucks and everything. And I walk up to it. Mind you, it's a female.
What?
It was a female. I walk up. I'm like, oh, nice board. Where'd you get that? And
Oh,
so
you
like
badass motherfucker.
You know?
You nice board, huh?
Show me it like a dumbass, and you can see the spray paint marks. I'm like,
Jesus
you fucking...
Christ.
That's my board. Give me it. Like, I knew it was my board off the bat. Like...
So did you get it back?
Yeah. I got it back.
So, did you ever get answers from this story? Because I'm over here like, was it the girl that stole it, or do you think like her boyfriend stole it?
I've never seen this person throughout high school.
Did she go to our school?
Yeah.
I kind of want to.
I've never seen who it is.
We can bleep it if we want.
I don't
give
know
a fuck. You don't even know who they were?
No, I don't know their name. I just took the board and never seen them or talked to them ever again.
So the funny thing about this story is that this person didn't go to our school, and they happened to pass through when you had it out of the class when you lost it, or not when they stole it. So they happened to be passing through at the worst time to take it. And then they also happened to be passing through at the worst time for you to catch them.
It's the same hallway where the Spanish classes
Because
were.
they don't even go to the fucking school.
No, they went to the school.
Oh, but you just don't know who they are?
I don't know who. I would have
been.
I've never spoke to them.
Finding out. I would have been like,
I think they were a younger grade. I don't know, like a year younger. I don't know.
Did they look like they were like a skater chick, or did it look
for sure?
I don't know why. Maybe I'm giving girls too much credit, but something tells me that, like, her boyfriend stole that or something. Because it's hard for me to imagine. I don't know. I know there's some crazy chicks out there, but it's hard for me to imagine some girl just walking by and like, oh, I'm stealing this.
It's fucked.
What the?
It happened.
Dude,
I don't know what happened or who by or what. Like, yeah.
It's another one of those moments where it's like, that had to have felt so good to catch the motherfucker.
It was upsetting, though, because you ruined the whole bottom side just to fucking get us.
Yeah. Just so they could try and keep it on the low.
You can't take... Well, if you put something on there to take the spray paint off, it's going to take the paint off the bottom of the board as well. So you're fucked either way.
And you're also dumb as fuck, dude. But not you. Them. Because, like, you're going to steal somebody's board. And
brand new.
And then spray paint over it and think that you can still go to school where you stole it from and, like, ride around with it. Like, you're dumb as fuck.
They did, though.
Jesus Christ, dude. And they didn't notice that you got to fucking...
I think it was so easy. Like, they didn't even argue with me about it. They just said, here, like, here's the board. And then...
Did you yank it out of their hands, or were you still like,
it was like, this is my board, yeah. And then, I think I...
And they just said, here, and then, bro, that shit pisses me off, bro. Because I lost my board, and I, to this day, have no idea where it is. I don't know if I lost it myself or if somebody took it.
Didn't someone steal both your dad's and...
Well, that's the thing. Board? Okay, so the last time I remember seeing my dad's board, and not to throw him under the bus, but it was in one of Colin's old car's trunks.
Oh, okay.
And I put it in there because he was like driving me somewhere from school or picking me up or something. And I was like riding with it. And I put it in his trunk, and then I never saw it again.
Didn't he have those big-ass wheels on it or something?
Yeah, so the funny story behind this is, like, when I first started skating, even before I knew you, like, I started skating because I didn't fuck with any other sports. It just wasn't my thing. So I started skating. My dad took me to go pick out a skateboard, and we went to this cool little skate shop. I got my own board, started skating around with it. And then me and my dad would like hang out every Friday, if not more. Like this is when I was like a little kid, like somewhere between 10 and 12. So I would skate, and sometimes he would come and like hang out with me while I skated around some parking lot or something.
Yeah.
And then one day he decided that he wanted to try and skate too, and we started like joking around about it. And then he ended up like being serious about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a skateboard and try and skate with you." And so we went. And keep in mind, at this time, my dad's what, 60?
Yeah, 60,
or 58, something.
Probably
so late 50s or early 60s.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of funny. But also like as a kid, I always had like faith in him. I was like, you what? You're not old. You can do it. Like if you want to do it, go and do it.
Yeah.
And so we went to the same skate shop, and like we told them the whole deal, and like he was like, "Yeah, I want to get a skateboard, but I just want to cruise around." So we like together we designed this board with the people that work there to be perfect for just like cruising.
Yeah.
And like so we had these like big green wheels that were like longboard wheels. And so they were super smooth to ride on. You would pick up momentum super fast because they just glided over the pavement. And so they were big, bulky green wheels. And then he had like an alien deck that was like red and black. And he's never doing tricks or anything, so it's in like perfect condition. And we would ride together for a while. And then I met you and I started riding with you more, and I started picking up skating a little more. And yeah, one day I think I just like my board must have been at my mom's or something, so I borrowed his, and then Colin picked me up. I put it in the trunk, and then it was never seen again. I don't think Colin like did anything with it, but like that's the last place I saw it, and I felt bad because my dad was like, "Where's my board?" And I was like, "I swear to God, I just put it in the trunk. I thought it would be back here by now." But and then I had my board. Like I went through a couple different boards, and finally I had this one that I loved, and it was this girl skateboard. Girl was like, I don't know about how they are today, but like in my opinion, Girl is like one of the best skateboard brands. Like
Girl and DGK.
Yeah, they're just sick. And I could go for days about how like skate culture and like getting your perfect skateboard and then getting like clothes to skate in, like that's really what put me into the position to where I am now, where I like give a fuck about what I wear and like, you know, being into fashion and like picking out a certain outfit for certain different reasons. Like that's meeting you and getting into that culture is the whole reason that I started giving a fuck about what I wore.
Yeah.
And I mean, that could be a whole episode by itself, but like I had this perfect board. I was OCD about it too. Like I got like this really cool deck that I liked, saved up for it and everything. It was like white, neon green, and purple with the big like Girl logo on the center. And then like certain grip tape. What was it? The teddy bear? What was the teddy bear grip tape?
Oh, grip. Or was it grip?
I don't know. Grizzly? Is that what
Grizzly.
it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had Grizzly grip tape with the little bear
fuck.
cut out. And then I had like wheels that matched with the board. And then like purple trucks. I was obsessed with that board, and I rode it all the time. And then it was like my number one board, and I don't even remember where the last place I saw that was.
Holy fuck! I used to rock the shit out of Grizzly. I can't even.
Yeah, Grizzly was like the go-to for grip tape and everything. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to end this episode in a second. But like, it's funny because we went through like 2 things on this list, and we just said fuck it. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll go into a couple of them some other time.
Good, because then we got more to talk about.
Oh yeah, of course. I still think the mashed potato burger in China is insane.
Oh yeah, go through a couple of these.
Well, I'll end with that. But I do want to say, because this is a thing, like when we met as kids, like I probably met you when I was like 13. And I was like new to middle school. I was probably in like 7th grade or something. Yeah, because I met you officially at a 7th grade dance with a date that was in 8th grade. And I remember feeling like I was the shit because she was in 8th grade.
Okay, yeah.
And meanwhile, she was like your ex.
Oh, yeah, my 6th grade ex.
Yeah, so it was funny. And I was on a... Like, I was at a dance with her, and she was, at the time, she was so, at least with me, I swear to God, I would fess up if it was on, like, my fault, and I'm not trying to blame her, but, like, she was so quiet. Like, you ever get with a girl and, like, they're just, like, shut down. Like, you'll be like, hey, like, what did you do today? And it's, like, one word answer. They'll be like, just chill. It's like, oh, okay, well... I like Hot Pockets. How do you feel about Hot Pockets? Like, and then they'll just be like, Hot Pockets are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's just like they won't give you anything. So there was just, we couldn't talk because she was so quiet, super shy.
Yeah.
And so I was like...
Dude, I still remember what I wore to that dance.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I do too, because this story kind of has something to do with that. So long story short, I'm with that girl at the dance, and then I'm like striking out because it's not going well because she's being so fucking quiet.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I think she like went to like the bathroom and then ran into you, and then when she ran into you, she like told you what was going on.
I walked into the dance room.
Yeah, and like
it was in the auditorium or the gym room or something like that.
I just remember at some point you were like trying to give me. We had never met before.
Yeah.
And you were trying to give me some like pep talk on like how
she came up to me, and I walked into the room. I remember the dance room, and I was with some people, and then I saw her. I remember she brought the fact up that she was with you, and that you wouldn't kiss her or something like that. She was like, I've been waiting for
was
this
like
guy to kiss me and stuff.
She was like a fucking cougar to me at that point. I was like, this is sick. I'm in 7th grade. She's in 8th grade. That means I'm the shit. I'm joking, but that's what I obviously wanted to do. I ended up. She was my first kiss. I did end up kissing her.
Okay, there you
but
go.
not this night.
And so
but
I remember walking up, or I was like, "Who is it? I want to know. Like I'll help you out." And she's like, "This guy over here." And I remember I walked up to you, and I was
this motherfucker.
Yeah, I was like, no, I didn't even care. I was like,
what a downgrade.
I was just like, I was that teed guy. Like you need to kiss her. Like
yeah, you were trying to like amp me up to do it.
Yeah,
and in my defense, you can't expect me to kiss you when you're not speaking.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like,
no, I know that.
Literally
but
just walked in.
From my perspective, it's like, yeah, I would love to kiss you, but you seem like you hate this right now because you're being so quiet. So I don't have like the confidence to believe like, oh, she's just shy. She wants me to kiss her. Like nobody would ever think that if you're not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
But
so the dance was like near. Did you end up kissing? I don't know. I kind of walked away.
I don't think it was that night, but yeah. So you were like hyping me up, talking to me about like, oh yeah, just go in there, just talk to her. And then I think I tried to explain it to you like, no, she's like being quiet as fuck.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying some stuff.
I think at one point like we wanted to get like pizza or something or like a drink.
And you needed a change or something.
We needed money. And I was like, we were still like together in a group and I was like, well, I live like a 5-minute walk from here. If you want to, like, I can go get money. I think originally I was just going to go. And then I think something happened where you were like, oh, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
And so we walked back to my house to go get some money. And then like, that's like the first time we met and started like talking and hanging out. But moral of the story is, even at that night, if it's the night I think it was, even at a dance, even when I was with a girl, I was wearing like gym shorts that were like gray and green and then like a brown long sleeve shirt. So I didn't give a fuck about what I was wearing. I didn't care at all. And we like once we started hanging out, we started to like skate together and shit. And then I started to see like the type of shit that you would wear. And it like it would kind of give me an idea of like, oh, okay, like it's cool to like give a fuck about like, oh, I should wear this. It's cool to give a fuck about like what you're wearing, and like I just never knew where to go.
Yeah,
because like I didn't want to wear fucking American Eagle. Like I didn't like all the clothes that I had seen before were just like not cool to me. But then when we started hanging out, we would go to like Zoomies or the mall. And
I loved when Zoomies opened.
Or like PacSun.
Yeah, PacSun.
And we would start going to stores together and we would like talk about what we wanted and like pick out fits, and then sometimes we would like get shit or talk about getting new skate shoes.
And you got that DGK drop one time, the box full of stuff.
Yeah, so like that's the thing is like slowly but surely I started being like completely changing my style, and it was like a combination of things, but part of it was like, oh yeah, I want to have the cool skater shit. Like if I'm going to be a skater and skate and shit, then I want to be able to like, fit in and have that, because I would see the clothes and I'm like, that's sick. I would see the boards and I always loved the art on the boards. And so I just started to like get into that culture, and I started to like know which brands I liked and started liking DGK and like other shit like that, and then started knowing the stores that I wanted to go to. And then that's what really got me into like giving a fuck. Yeah. And so that was my first introduction into like kind of dressing myself and picking out my own style. And then, fast forward like years later, I'm still skating, but like it just started to evolve. And then once I got into high school, I started to be like, oh, I started to fuck with like designer shit and like Supreme, because like that Supreme's the perfect brand to introduce you into like a different, like a little bit more on the fashion side when you're coming from a skater background, because Supreme is technically a skater brand, but they're also like a hype brand, and they have like cool clothes, and they're not like designer. That's like kind of their whole thing.
They do have some nice expensive shit though. That's
Who?
Supreme.
Oh yeah, they do, but like they would. It's kind of been their thing that like they're like their own thing. Like they have their own culture, because that's why like their collaboration with Louis V. It was like such a big thing, because it's like combining those two. They were streetwear. They were high-end streetwear. And so going from DGK and Zumiez brands into Supreme streetwear, it's only natural that then I started to learn about like fucking Gucci and like all those other brands.
Fendi, Prada.
Started going from Zumiez to Saks Fifth, and then now we're here today where I've given tons of fucks about what I wear for quite a long time. But you're the reason for that, because we started hanging out and you started showing me the ropes.
Well, I take a lot of pride in that.
Now we're here making clothes.
Yeah.
And that's a good place to end this episode. I'm sorry, guys. I do believe this was a lovely episode. I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. But next week we'll be more prepared, because I won't be thinking that a guest is going to come on until 2 days before, and then have to completely pivot and not have any notes and make new notes. Sorry if it seems a little messy, but go fuck yourself. Love you. Have a good one. More things are coming soon. Big updates coming soon. I'm going to stop saying that until it's actually happening.
No, we can spill some beans.
Well, beans are coming. Beans are coming.
Beans are coming.
See you in 84.
Ciao.